Welcome to the Granny Square series. This week we're going to be looking at this square here on my sample book, the last one. It's got clusters and puffs. It's a really cute little square. So let's get started. I'm using DK acrylic yarn and a 4mm hook. We begin with a double magic circle and chain 1. Pull your tail out. So remember to yarn over all 3 of the strands of yarn. So we're going to begin our first round. We're going to chain 2, and our first round we're going to make 6 2-stitch clusters using US doubles, UK trebles, with a chain 2 space between each cluster. So let's make our first cluster. And then chain 2. And we're going to repeat 5 more times so that we have 6 stitches at the end of the round. So you can press pause if you're making along. So I'm at the end of round 1. I've made 6 stitches with a chain 2 space between each stitch. So let's close our circle now. And then we're going to slip stitch into the first cluster we made to join the round. So that's how it should look at the end of round 1. So round 2, we're going to slip stitch into that chain 2 space and chain 1. So for round 2, in each chain 2 space, we're going to make 2 puff stitches. There'll be 3 loop puff stitches with a chain 1 space in between the puff stitches. So at the end of the round, we'll have 12 puff stitches. So just pull that chain up a little bit to the height of a US double, UK treble, and then we're going to yarn over, go in, pull through once, yarn over, go in, pull through twice, and then yarn over, go in, pull through 3 times. We then yarn over and pull through all of those loops. Chain 1. We make our second puff stitch into that chain 2 space. So same thing. And chain 1. And we're then going to hop across to the next chain 2 space and repeat. So again, if you're making along with me, you can press pause, and I'll see you at the end of the round. So at the end of the round, you should have 12 stitches and 12 chain 1 spaces. We're then going to slip stitch into the first stitch to join and chain 1, slip stitch into the chain 1 space. And there's the end of round 2. So for round 3, we're going to make in each chain 1 space a 3-stitch cluster using US doubles, UK trebles, and we'll have chain 2 spaces between each stitch. So we're going to chain 2. That's going to count as our first stitch. So we're then going to make 2 more stitches for the first cluster. And then chain 2. Hop across and we'll make a 3-stitch cluster. And chain 2. And we repeat the same thing all the way around to the end of the row. So if you're making along, you can press pause and I'll see you at the end of the round. Sorry. So when we get to the end of round 3, we're just going to slip stitch into the first stitch to join, and then slip stitch across into the chain 2 space. And that's how it should look at the end of round 3. Don't worry if it's pulling in a little bit. When we square the circle now for round 4, it will sort itself out. So we're going to chain 1, and here we'll start round 4 repeat. So we're going to make a US single, UK double into that chain 2 space, and then we're going to make 2 US half doubles, UK half trebles. Into the next space, we're going to make our corner. So we're going to make 2 US doubles, UK trebles. Into the same space, we're going to make a US treble, UK double treble. Chain 2. And into the same space, we'll make a US treble, UK double treble. And 2 US doubles, UK trebles into that same space. So we have 6 stitches for the corner in that one chain 2 space. Into the next chain 2 space, we'll make 2 US half doubles, UK half trebles. And then 1 US single, UK double. And that's the end of the repeat. So we're now going to go into the next chain 2 space and repeat from here. So we'll make a US single, UK double, and then 2 half stitches. And then we're at the next corner. So you can press pause or go back to the repeat to watch again. And I'll see you at the end of the round. So at the end of the round, you should finish on a US single, UK double, and then we're going to slip stitch across to join, and then you can just chain and cut your work. And there we go. There's your little granny square. It's cute, isn't it? I'll see you in the next video.